The vector cross product between two vectors is another way of multiplying vectors which returns another vector, whereas the dot product returns a scalar. Now the magnitude of this vector is equal to the magnitude of v multiplied by the magnitude of the vertical component of w, which is the magnitude of w by sine theta, where theta is the angle between the vectors. And because it's a magnitude, we take the absolute value of sine theta. So you can see that geometrically, the cross product gives the area of the parallelogram between those vectors. So basically the base by the height of the parallelogram. And the direction of this vector is equal to the product of the magnitude, but this time we remove the absolute value sign because the direction of the resulting vector is determined by sine theta. And the direction of vector r is perpendicular to both vectors v and w. So where v and w have components in the xy plane, the direction of r is along the z-axis, as indicated by the unit vector k. So the cross product is not commutative, because taking a cross product between v and w in this order, we take theta being positive counterclockwise, and if we take the cross product between w and v, then the angle between those vectors from v to w is clockwise, so we take it as negative, or minus theta. And we'll use the right hand rule to determine the direction of the resulting vector. The right hand rule can be used to visualize the vector cross product. So suppose we want to cross vector v with w. Well, what you do is take your right hand and put the bottom of your right hand in the plane of vector v and w, and curl your fingers from the first vector v to the second vector w involved in the cross product. So this is a visual of doing that. And your thumb points in the direction of the resultant vector r. Now in contrast, if you want to cross w with v, you would curl your fingers from the first vector w to the second vector v, which is shown over here. So therefore in this case the resulting vector r points downwards. So therefore the cross product is not commutative. And try to visualize the cross product between j and k by following the same procedure, where you curl your fingers from j to k, as indicated by this picture of your right hand, where the resulting vector points in the direction of I. Suppose we have vectors v and w in the xy plane, which can be represented using the following components. Well, the cross product between these vectors can be calculated using the determinant of a matrix. So in the first row, we write the unit direction vectors. And in the subsequent rows, we write the components of vectors v and w. So expanding out the determinant, we have each unit vector multiplied by the determinant of the minor matrix, which consists of the elements in the other columns. And then we have minus the vector j by the determinant of the minor matrix in the other columns. And then plus k by the determinant of the minor matrix in the other two columns. So the determinants are calculated by multiplying these two elements and then subtracting the product of these two elements. And that's done for every matrix, which gives the following result. So therefore these terms are all 0, and the resulting vector r is as follows. So it only has a component that's perpendicular to both vectors v and w. So it must point in a z direction. Let's do a simple proof of the cross product in 2 dimensions. So here we've evaluated the cross product of vectors v and w using the determinant method that we've already covered, where both vectors have the following components. And if vectors v and w have the following angles to the horizontal axes, and using trigonometry we can rewrite these components as follows. And now we can factor out the magnitude of v and w. And using our trig identity, we obtain the following expression. And theta w minus theta v is simply the angle theta between the vectors. Given the vectors omega and r, let's calculate the following cross product. So using the determinant method, we'll put the unit vectors in the first row, and the components of each vector involved in the cross product in the following rows. And now we can calculate the product of each unit vector with the determinants of the minor matrices, which have components that are not in the column of that unit vector. Which gives the following result. And you'll notice that this is the tangent vector resulting from the cross product of the angular velocity with the radial vector in circular motion. And now I'll leave it for you as an exercise to check that this vector is perpendicular to both of these vectors involved in the cross product by taking its dot product with each of those vectors, which should be 0.